One who does not attempt something accomplishes nothing. This quote from our foundress, Mother Frances Bachman, has long inspired the Sisters of St. Francis of Philadelphia. Freely translated into contemporary language, it became part of our year of service for young adults in 2015, when we called the new program Franciscan Volunteers, No Risk, No Gain. Over the next 5 years, 12 young women and men experienced living and serving as Franciscan volunteers, guided by our shared core values of intentional community, social and ecological justice, contemplative action, and living the Franciscan tradition in today's world. In the process, many relationships developed among the volunteers, their family and friends, our sisters, and our extended family of co-workers, companions, and collaborators. It was good. Out of these relationships, new initiatives arose for expanding young adult engagement around our Franciscan charism and mission. The Brewing Faith podcast began in October 2019, followed by periodic Sunday afternoon Brewing Faith cafes. Both offered opportunities for younger believers, including our volunteer alumni and others, to engage in dialogue with one another, our sisters, and companions on topics of faith, justice, church, and Franciscan spirituality. Our Franciscan volunteer alumni also stayed connected with one another, both virtually and through a reunion retreat at our Congregational Mother House in Aston, Pennsylvania in February 2020. Then, COVID happened. In care and concern for one another, especially the many elder sisters in our congregational facilities in Aston, we put plans for the Franciscan Farm Fellows program, a new expression of our Franciscan volunteers, on hold. Other young adult activities, such as our Justice Cafés, transitioned to a virtual format on Zoom. Young adults from our volunteer alumni and our Justice Café participants joined in new initiatives, such as intergenerational Zoom book discussions organized by our Anti-Racism Task Force. Although formats changed, relationships continued.
As the only Franciscan volunteer in the 2019 to 2020 year, I had an unusual experience of no risk, no gain because I lived in a community with sisters instead of with other young adults. During this year, I shared daily life and prayer with a community of 3 sisters and ministered primarily at Red Hill Farm, though I also worked in the corporate social responsibility office during the winter months. Due to the COVID pandemic, I was forced to leave my volunteer year early in late March of 2020 instead of in June. My last couple of weeks were spent in lockdown with the sisters, which was bittersweet. It was hard to leave them unexpectedly like that, but the sisters I lived with have very much stayed in my life since I left. We still call and Skype, exchange cards, and in Sister Lisbeth's case, cat videos. They've gotten to know my family, both in person and over Zoom. When I was finally able to visit the sisters last spring after we'd all been vaccinated, it felt like no time had passed. Going to stay with them felt like coming home. Right before everything shut down in March of 2020, the sisters hosted a reunion for alumni of the volunteer program, and I had the chance to meet volunteers from previous years. Getting to know the volunteers who had gone before me was like discovering that I was the youngest sister in a big family of girls that I'd never met. And I'm so glad that I got to spend some time with them before everything shut down. We've been able to stay in contact since then through quarterly alumni Zooms and occasional virtual retreats. The time that I spent with the sisters was incredibly formative for me, personally and spiritually. It gave me a different perspective on life, to try and see it through the eyes of older and wiser women of faith. My time at Red Hill Farm, especially, and the sisters' Franciscan commitment to ecological justice, has reaffirmed my desire to pursue a career addressing these issues. I'm deeply grateful for my relationship to this community and how it continues to impact my life.
We are grateful for Catherine and all the young adults who continue in mutual relationship with one another, our sisters, and our extended OSF Philo family of companions, co-workers, and benefactors. The past few years invite renewed reflection on Mother Frances Bachman's encouraging words, "One who does not attempt something accomplishes nothing." Following the May 2021 Congregational Chapter of the Sisters of St. Francis of Philadelphia and the election of our new leadership team, we have been moving forward with new models and staffing towards an emerging vision of mutual circles of collaboration with others in sharing and living our Franciscan charism in response to the needs of today and tomorrow. We invite you to join us in this adventure. Do you want to have meaningful conversations on the connections between spirituality and justice? Let us know what topics most interest you for an online Justice Café, for a Zoom book discussion, or for resuming in-person cafe gatherings when possible. Catch up on our existing collection of Brewing Faith podcasts, suggest future topics, and stay tuned for new episodes. Are you looking for an experience of volunteer service and/or intentional community living? Check out the description of our postponed pilot for Franciscan Farm Fellows and the experiences of our Franciscan volunteer alums described in this young adult engagement section of our website. Interested? Complete our request information form on this website or email me directly. Additional new possibilities are on the horizon. I invite you to explore them with us. Together, we make the path by walking. No risk, no gain.